Hello everyone, this is Anson from AnsonAlex.com, and in this video I'm going to show you WordPress plugins that I consider essential to have here in 2017. First of all, what do I mean by essential? I'm going to be talking about WordPress plugins that add core value and functionality to any WordPress website. I'm not talking about plugins that are very specific to a certain topic or industry. These plugins can be used on any site, no matter what your topic is. I'm going to be talking about plugins that don't cause excessive page load times. So these are plugins that are developed correctly, are doing just what they're supposed to do without too many other bells and whistles that would cause your page load times to go up. I'm also looking for plugins that are updated regularly because with certain types of plugins you can have security vulnerabilities if they're not updated on a regular basis. So we're only going to be talking about ones that the developers show that they're committed to updating the plugin as time goes on. Plugins that are tried and tested. So almost all of the plugins that I'm about to show you are used by a lot of users, and there's a lot of reviews out there that say the pros and cons of each plugin. And then I also want to talk about progressive plugins, and what I mean by that is WordPress has been around for a long time now, and as you go through WordPress plugins, you'll find plugins that were last updated 4 years ago. Maybe they had a lot of installs, but they're just out of date. So sometimes it can be hard to differentiate between which plugins are the modern plugins that people are using and which ones are old plugins that a lot of people used to use 4 or 5 years ago. So with that being said, let's start looking at the plugins I have prepared. The first plugin I want to talk about was recently a lifesaver for me. This is Broken Link Checker. It's a pretty simple plugin. Basically, it monitors your blog for any links that you have on your website that are linking to a 404 page or a broken link. And then it will allow you with a number of different options of how you want to handle that. You can just remove the link, so the text would remain, but it would take out the actual link so that it's no longer a broken link on your blog. You can click through to see exactly the page that link is on. And if you run into some issues like I did, where I recently updated my website and I had a few of my links, the permalink changed, but just slightly, I was actually able to fix the permalinks in bulk using Broken Link Checker. So that was hugely beneficial for me. One thing about Broken Link Checker is that it's kind of always running. So if you do a check on your website, you fix all your broken links, you might want to deactivate the plugin for a little while and then just activate it again maybe in a month or two to recheck for broken links, just so that it's not always running in the background. Second plugin I want to talk about is called Force Regenerate Thumbnails. This is a great plugin where it will automatically regenerate all of your WordPress thumbnails for all of your posts. If, say, you change your default thumbnail size in WordPress, you won't have to go back in manually and re-upload the correct sized thumbnails. This plugin will do it for you. Again, that's also one that you could keep deactivated and only activate when you need to use it. If you've done any research at all on which plugins are beneficial for WordPress, I'm sure you've stumbled across Yoast Seo. This is one of those plugins that has stood the test of time. It is hands down the best SEO plugin for WordPress. It's been around for years. The developer, Yoast, is a genius. He's developed a lot of other plugins as well. Every WordPress blog should have Yoast Seo installed if you want to optimize your website for search engines. The next plugin I want to talk about is called WordFence. So there are quite a few WordPress security plugins available. There's only 4 or 5 that are maybe players in WordPress security at the current date. This is the one that I decided to go with. This is the one that I found had the best freemium offer. So there's a free version of WordFence that I use, and it does everything that I need it to do, but you can also pay for upgraded versions. I think the other competitor to WordFence would be iTheme Security. That's another one that I've seen talked about a lot. I read a lot of reviews on it, and I almost went with that one as well, but decided to go with WordFence. So I think this is the top security plugin for WordPress, on top of the security features that WordPress has built in natively and that are provided with Jetpack. Next plugin, Updraft Plus. So this is the plugin that I think works best with WordPress to back up your entire website. It will back up your database and all of your website files. You can download those files locally onto your computer. You can set up automatic backups. You can also set up automatic backups that will upload your files to a remote server. So you can set it up to upload to Google Drive, Dropbox, a lot of those different file hosting services. So that to me was a great option. I can get my backup off-site automatically as whenever it runs without having to manually move it off out of my FTP account or anything like that. So WordPress backups, Updraft Plus is the way to go. Next plugin is video thumbnails. Now, this is an essential plugin, I think, for anybody who features a lot of video content on their website, not necessarily those for who are publishing a lot of print content. What video thumbnails does is it will automatically detect when there is a video embedded in your post. It will take the thumbnail from that video, the thumbnail that's on YouTube, Vimeo, Dailymotion, whatever service you use, and it will create a new image in WordPress for you and set it as the featured image for that post on WordPress. So it basically automates featured images for any post that has a video in it. So that saves a lot of time if you're uploading a lot of videos. Definitely essential for publishers that are posting video content. The next plugin, social comments. Now this is kind of my dark horse of the pack. In searching for which plugin I thought was best and which one I would like to use for commenting on WordPress, there are a few different options. I will tell you that probably the most common option to go with is Disqus, but they've done some updates recently that make it so you have to pay unless you want Disqus advertisements in your comments, and that's just not an option for me. So I decided to go with social comments, and what it does is it lets you choose whether you want your users to comment with Disqus, Facebook, or Google+. And you can choose all three if you want, but there will be three different comment locations at the bottom of your post. So to me, that doesn't look very good. So I chose to go with Google Plus comments. Previously, AnsonAlex.com has used Facebook comments, which work well, especially because you get a lot of social traction. When somebody posts a Facebook comment using the Facebook commenting system, it automatically shares it on their Facebook wall. And I've had conversations of users on my site going back and forth just using the Facebook application, but they're talking about my content. So that's been good, but I am going to try going strictly with Google+. So I recommend this commenting system for the publishers that want to use a specific either Google+, Facebook, or Disqus comments by themselves, standalone. If you want to give your users the option of what they want to do, then Disqus might be a good choice for you. And there's a few other options out there. Commenting on WordPress has always been tough. The built-in commenting system and even the commenting system provided by Jetpack provide a lot of opportunities for spam, and because you can use the WordPress registration. So I like to stay away from those ones. I'm trying out social comments. You might want to try out Disqus, but that is my recommended commenting plugin for right now for WordPress. The next plugin that I want to talk about is Google Analytics for WordPress by Monster Insights. This is basically just a plugin that automatically uploads your Google Analytics code to your website, so you don't have to go in and edit any theme files. It's not that hard to add your Google Analytics code to your website, editing theme files so you can track pages, but I never like to edit a theme if I don't have to. This plugin seemed like the most lightweight plugin for Google Analytics, and that's why I went with it, because when I look at Google Analytics, when I look at the analytics for my website, I go directly to Google Analytics. So having a robust dashboard as part of the plugin is not important for me. What's important for me is a simple plugin that adds the code, doesn't add many other bells and whistles, so that my page load speeds are as fast as they can be. And for me, Google Analytics by Monster Insights was the plugin for that. So check that one out. The next one is Jetpack. This is pretty much, any WordPress blog should have Jetpack installed. There are a number of different features that it offers. Even in the free version, it offers increased security, increased options for social sharing. It's just a plugin that is almost, I consider, a core part of WordPress at this point. So definitely get Jetpack installed in your WordPress installation. And the last one is kind of a given as well. Akismet has been the #1 spam blocking plugin for WordPress since WordPress really began, and I also consider Akismet pretty much a core plugin that every WordPress blog should have, no matter what, at this day and age. So these are my top essential plugins for WordPress here in 2017. I'll post a link to the full article on AnsonAlex.com in the description of this video here on YouTube, and as of the recording of this video, all of these plugins are active on AnsonAlex.com, so feel free to go ahead and check out the website and see how everything looks when it's up and running with these plugins installed. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up here on YouTube. And if you want to see more technology tips and tutorials, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's all I have for you for today. This is Anson from AnsonAlex.com.